Hello Aries, Ashley here. We are going to do your reading for March 2022. And typically in these monthly outlooks, we look at a strength, a challenge, and the potential outcome. So it kind of gives you an overall vibe of what's going to come up for you this month. And for those of you that have birthdays in late March, happy birthday. So let's see what's going on for Aries in particular. Now keep in mind, not everything has to resonate for this to still be your reading. And I'm saying that because whenever I do start channeling through information, I try and get out as much as I possibly can. And so anything that comes up, I'm going to make sure I say it before I lose the message. So, and there's plenty of people watching these, right? So keep that in mind. And be sure to like and subscribe. It's super helpful to me and the channel. So we have the Hierophant, the Death card, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, and the Devil. So clearly a lot of things coming to an end this month for you. You could be completing several different cycles. It looks like for some of you, there could even be a long-term relationship or even a marriage here coming to an end. But it is showing up in the Strength position. So it does feel like if that's something you've been going through, it's something that's going to help you kind of open up and move to the next stage, right? Move to the next part of your journey in particular. And for some of you, that could be really positive news showing up that something in March will come to conclusion when it comes to maybe even the legalities of a separation here. It does look to me like you're kind of clearing out a lot of nasty, negative, or just simply people in your life that don't vibe at your level anymore. And there could be this temptation to really spend a lot of time focusing on that past. And I do feel like the outcome here is trying to remind you to, you know, while it's good to reflect on past relationships or past events so that we can kind of evaluate what happened, how we kind of got into that mess, right? So that we don't do it again. I feel like you're almost being encouraged to look forward here because it looks to me like you're getting out of just a different period of your life here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card. So this has been a lot about your own personal self-mastery and your ability to kind of, you know, tame the beast within here is essentially kind of what the Strength card talks about. It has been a challenge. We have the Three of Cups, so justice here. Again, for those of you wanting out of a marriage, that does look like it's happening this month. But I do feel like this situation in general, see we have the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, and then the Queen of Wands. This was a strong soulmate connection for those of you dealing with a relationship. And I feel like the loss of that has maybe taken a toll on your motivation, your confidence, right? But essentially, kind of like on both ends of this, there's new opportunities coming in. There's new people showing up here for you. But on both sides of this, we have the Empress and the Strength. So it's been about your own growth. right? And of course, the growth journey is often not an easy road to travel. All right, in your strength here, we have bright heart light. So it does feel like there's a lot of heart opening happening here as a result of some of the experiences you've been through. I also feel like there's a lot of healing associated with this particular card. So it could be kind of like this sigh of relief for certain things to come to an end, because with the Hierophant here, you've learned the lesson. You've learned the spiritual lesson associated with whatever this is for you. And like I said, with 2 tens and the Death card and the Devil here, it does feel like there could be several things kind of coming to an end in the month of March that are removing you from, you know, bondage, right? Or just things that have kind of held you back. So I do feel like there's a lot of healing here. And with this card being an 18, that reduces to a 9. So I have no doubt, which relates to the Hermit. So while some of you might be dealing with a Virgo, it feels more to me like it's kind of putting you into this reflective period here, right? So we have the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Now, for those of you going through a divorce or coming to the end of a difficult learning journey of some kind, some sort of lesson that you had to learn from, while that is difficult, the energy I'm feeling here is more that it's like just this relief to put it down. Like, I don't feel like a whole lot of heavy regret or remorse. Not that that's not part of what you've experienced, but it feels like at this point, setting this down, and I feel like that's why it's showing up in your strength row here, is because you're like, finally, that's over, you know, because it's been such a burden for a period of time. Now, someone here might be dealing with a Taurus, with the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles here. That energy is showing up strongly. So we're going to clarify this and see if we can get any more detail as to what this may be. Now, some of you might actually, with the King of Pentacles here, could be dealing with some sort of, even like a government position. So like if you've been in a long-term sort of high responsibility job or career, this could even be retirement for some of you watching. So this could be really any large life event. Let's see what else we get here for you, Aries. A lot of earth energy in your reading here. See, with the Hierophant, we have the Empress. So, growth, spiritual growth. This has been a huge, huge theme here. And it looks like in the month of March, that's the thing that is really benefiting you, right? We also have the Seven of Wands. So it does feel like this particular growth here has been in play and has happened because you are really standing your ground, really taking care of yourself, defending yourself, realizing that you deserve more than a particular situation that you've been involved with, right? So I feel like in this energy here, you've really taken a stance to stand up for yourself when maybe nobody else agrees or nobody else understands. With the Ten of Wands, we have the Moon. So certainly in emotionally difficult time, I also feel like you've had to deal with a lot of fears here, and we get the Two of Pentacles. So it could have been kind of like this ending here that you intuitively knew was coming, but it was hard. It was like, you know, when we're like prancing back and forth wondering, what direction is the right way to go, right? And you can see also these waves behind him and the ships in the water. It's kind of like they're being tossed about. So there could have been a lot of emotional burden associated with this. For some of you, you're dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or a Libra. With the King of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands, which we saw at the bottom of the deck, and the Knight of Cups. So there could very well be some sort of offer showing up here that actually kind of helps to bolster your confidence. We do have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck. For some of you, this is a Leo showing up, really seeing you as a long-term potential partner, even. This could also be you kind of, because you've stood for yourself here and you've defended your right to learn and grow and move past something, something that has been emotionally difficult. I do feel like people are seeing you differently, but in a positive way. Like, whether you're aware of it or not, and I kind of feel like maybe you don't recognize this completely, there could be more than one person out there that is really kind of recognizing your ability to kind of take care of yourself, to grow. Like, somebody's noticing that you've been through this in a positive way. They find it inspirational. They may even find you very attractive as a romantic partner as a result of this. So we're going to see how this plays out in the challenge itself, because in the challenge position we have the Ant, and it says cooperate for the highest good of the community. And I feel like what's happening here is you've maybe had some people in your surrounding here, could be at work. I mean, with the Ant, we're talking about work, right? Community, collaborative efforts. So there could be a lot of people that have been around you that have not supported you, or you might feel like you're not supported in the month of March. There could be a lot of gossip out there, and I do see you here with the Nine of Wands kind of with your guard up, and I feel like there's a few special people out there that are really actually seeing you as an inspiration, while, you know, perhaps it could feel like you're catching flack from a lot of other people. So if you are going through a divorce, or have decided to quit a job or something in order to pursue something new, you know, people talk, right? People talk, or they kind of gang up on and share their opinions, that kind of thing. I kind of just feel more like a gossipy kind of situation here. Now, for others of you, this could be a situation where you're finally putting an end to kind of toxic relationships here. People that have, you know, stabbed you in the back, right? Now, while in this deck, this is the Ten of Swords, but it's called, there's a Ten of Swords and there's this one, and it's everything is fine. And you can see she's run through with all these blades. But I feel like, even though this is showing up as the challenge, I actually feel like you're cutting these people out. So that might not be emotionally easy for you, but it does feel like you're kind of getting rid of maybe some naysayers or people that haven't supported you or can't moving forward because you've leveled up here. So with the Death card, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, there's been an ending to some sort of collaboration here. King and Queen of Pentacles. This is very clearly the ending of a marriage for someone out there, or just simply a very long-term partnership. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. So some sort of legacy, some sort of family unit is being disrupted because this is coming to an end. There's been a death. And that's always difficult, right? With the Nine of Wands, we have the Emperor. Now, for some of you, Emperor, Empress, King, and Queen of Pentacles, this is very much a love situation where you have dealt with a strong partnership. Recall we had the King and Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And this has all been about your growth. So for some of you, this could be a twin flame separation here that has really put you through the ringer. Yeah, look at that. Partners, partners, partners all over this. With the Ten of Swords, we have the Eight of Swords. Again, with this sword activity here, it feels like a lot of chitter chatter, and the King of Cups. So it feels to me like this is really difficult because there has been a lot of external communication or gossip, or, you know, everyone and their brother sharing their opinion about this. It could feel very isolating, right? It could feel like you're the only one standing up for what you know is right at this time. And it looks to me like what you know is right is that this ending needs to happen, right? And I also feel like part of why it's so difficult is because there's a lot of love involved here. It could feel like your emotions are working against you at this time. And we did see that here with this emotional burden, not really knowing which way to go, because on one level you know that you need to progress and move forward. On another level, your heart is still holding on to something that has kind of beaten it up, right? So in the potential outcome, we have here and now, but it's in the reverse. So this can be a lot of focus on the past, right? Like we're not in the present moment, we're focusing on the past, or perhaps even focusing really far into the future, which is taking us out of the current experience. So it could be kind of a tumultuous month for this particular group of Aries that this resonates for. Like, to me, this feels like Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands, the Devil. It's like you're looking back at this person, this counterpart, and it feels to me like this person's got their guard way up as well. So it could feel like that's quite isolating to you. It does feel to me like this has been a test of perhaps even some codependency between you and this person. And that is why this ending is happening, to kind of push you out of that programming and get you to a more independent state within both of you. But it feels like a lot of looking back is showing up here. That could be something that very easily happens because there's this sense of isolation happening as this ending takes place. There's a lot of emotions going on here. So let's clarify and see. What's this Wheel of Fortune? It's like this, almost like this hope that something's going to change. We have the King of Pentacles again. And the Seven of Cups. It's like, is this person going to choose me? So it could very well be that for some of you, the separation has taken place, right? But it's like there's still this hope that this person's going to change their mind or come to their senses, right? And we're kind of in this energy of wondering if they're going to come back or that kind of thing. This could also be this confusion about just what the future holds at this point, because it feels to me like this person was such an integral part of your plans for the rest of time, right? It does feel to me like this person is going to have some sort of karmic retribution based on what they've done or not done in this dynamic. They're going through their own learning process as a result of this, so that I do see here. With the Two of Wands, we have the Hanged Man. Yeah, this kind of like waiting energy, staring back at the past. I do feel like there's important reflection happening here, because I do feel like you're going to kind of look back at your previous choices and you'll kind of understand, you know, maybe I could have done this differently, right? Because unless we're reflecting, we're not really picking up on the lesson. And I do feel like that is showing up here strongly for you. You are evolving spiritually. We also have the Fool. So it's like, do I wait or do I move forward, right? This could also be someone waiting for, again, this new beginning with this person. It's like kind of this hesitancy to move forward. Even if this isn't a relationship for you, you know, like stepping into the unknown is this kind of scary thing. And so we can kind of almost procrastinate, right? I am the master of procrastinating, so I know what I'm saying here, but no judgment. With the Devil, we have Judgment. So it could be calling up some, and the Tower. Major changes happening here. With all these majors showing up in your outcome, I do feel like there's a lot going on fifth dimensionally that may not show up in the 3D for you, you know, kind of at the end of the month. Things are still really in play energetically, right? So you'll be experiencing these things more on either a kind of a subconscious level, or you'll just feel this resistance to step forward, right? Maybe even a fear of what's to come here. I do feel like ultimately this is saying that, like, you're busting out of all this toxic lower vibe energy. And really, like, you know, when we get the Devil, it can be like this horrible person we were with, or this extremely toxic situation or whatever, and sometimes that is absolutely the case. But here, for me, it's like, it's really you're just busting out of a previous level of consciousness. And so when things don't match you, they can't come with you, right? And essentially, this is actually freedom. This is what this feels like to me. Kind of breaking loose of things that really had their claws in you. And we talked about, you know, maybe people around you that are not supportive, not looking out for your highest good. That's their own limitation, right? It might not even be a conscious intention on their part, right? It's just simply like they're looking at your situation and applying themselves to it. And so I would say try and keep that in mind if you're dealing with a lot of negative talk from other people, that kind of thing. It does very much feel like this was a very important, life-changing soulmate connection for some of you, and there's a lot of good support out there when it comes to just trying to kind of understand that process. So if you're in a twin flame dynamic and you're going through a separation, for your own growth, right? Definitely, I, recommend, it can be very helpful to understand that there are other people that go through this, and to have kind of that, like, you're not alone in this situation. But ultimately, like, you're going through a huge upgrade here for yourself. And so everything around you is kind of, like I was saying, with all these majors here, a lot is going on in the fifth dimensions and higher, right? Outside of your immediate control. And so it can feel like things are a bit of a whirlwind here. But it does look like you're kind of just breaking free of people, places, things that no longer contribute to your journey, right? So, so I would say with this now and here and now in the reverse, it's kind of recommending that you don't wait, that you don't worry about the past, that you don't worry too far into the future. At this time, the most healing thing you can do is just take one step at a time when that step happens, right? And you don't have to know all the answers because you're going through so many shifts still. It's not going to be clear just yet. So I hope that was helpful, Aries. Definitely looks like an interesting, challenging month for some of you. Be sure to check out your other placements and see if there's other messages there for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.